Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker. Thanks for joining us. However you may be joining us, we really appreciate it. And one of those things I've been telling y'all about is really being excited about school this year. And being excited for school means that we're excited for the teachers, for all of the people, the students and the parents and everybody doing that. We're really glad for people with their different roles and new roles as we welcome in to the program Tammy Camille. Tammy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And Tammy is the new principal for the School for Exceptional Children.
Yes, I am, and I'm excited to be there.
Very cool. Tell us a little bit about you, Tammy. Tell us a little bit about your story and your history.
I was born in Houma and been in Houma my entire life.
Me too.
Decided to go into education a lot later in life.
Okay.
So did not go straight out of high school to college. Did all kind of other things first.
Good for you. You went and experienced
went and
life a little
experienced
bit.
life, had a gift store, did all kind of different things.
Oh, wow.
And then when my daughter went to college at UL in Lafayette, I decided it was time for myself to go to college.
Okay, did you go with her?
I didn't go to UL. I
Okay.
went to Nichols.
Went to Nichols. All right,
But
very
we did
cool.
race through college.
Oh, my. Good for
And
you.
I gave her a semester head start, and then I beat her by a semester. So
for you.
we've competed in college the whole while. I went to Nichols, and then I went for my master's
Okay.
as a reading specialist at Nichols, while my daughter worked on her master's also. And then
Okay.
we both got our plus 30. I went for my plus 30 in leadership, and so
wow.
she's in technology with her plus 30 and all.
That's fantastic.
So I came into it very late in life, but I've enjoyed every bit of it. And I've been
Well-
doing it for 23 years, a little over that.
Well, you couldn't have come into it very late in life. You've been doing it for 23 years. And so that's exciting to be able to go and figure stuff out and figure out maybe what I don't want to do
Right.
and now figure out what I do want to do. And very rarely do people, I will tell you this, my nanny went back to school, became a nurse after many, many years of working in the medical field. Just decided I want to be a nurse, not just a medical assistant. Went back and got her LPN, when she was almost 50. And so really cool. So I respect people that make that decision and do that. But since you've done that in your 23 years, let's talk a little bit about some of your history and where you've been.
Well, I've been at several schools. I've taught first grade.
Okay.
I've taught second grade. I've spent majority of my time teaching fourth grade.
Okay.
I've taught Project Read, Reading Recovery in the district.
Okay.
I've taught at several schools. Spent the most of my time at Bayou Black Elementary as a fourth grade teacher.
Wow. Good
And
school.
then I moved up to master teacher or instructional coach. I did that for quite a few years.
Okay.
Then I moved up to an assistant principal at Schriever Elementary.
Okay.
And then from there, I went to principal at Oakshire for the last 3.5 years.
Right.
And then now I'm at principal of School for Exceptional Children, which is
Okay.
going to be a different thing and an exciting change in my life.
Yeah, very nice. Well, that's really cool. So tell us about the transition. Tell us a little bit about how, because you've kind of been the principal before, but now one of the principal for the School for Exceptional Children. Tell us maybe your perspective on this school and going into it.
This school, I think, is going to be very different because the students over at SEC are working on their own levels and their own abilities. And I do feel that all of them can grow and improve in their social skills, their academic skills, and their life skills. It's just going to take a lot of time and patience and working with them, and they're all going to be successful
Yeah. And they can do it on their timeline.
on their
right?
timeline. So if it
it's almost
takes
like
longer, it's
individualized.
fine. We use a unique learning system, which is it's curriculum based, but it's all on each student's level. So you might be teaching one student on a second grade level, another student on a third grade level, another student on a sixth grade level. It's all individualized for each student.
Wow. And that really requires like you mentioned earlier, some time commitment.
Oh, yes.
And that's what the staff there has, right?
That's what and they have a lot of assistance and a lot of hands-on stuff. So it's a very unique situation, and our teachers and our paras and everybody who work over there are unique, and they're just there for the students, and they want them to be successful in everything that they do.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your perspective of, you've kind of worked as a principal through COVID. You've worked as a principal going through, I dealt with Ida. Let's talk a little bit about your perspective coming out of those things and what that means for this particular school.
Well, I'm hoping by coming out of COVID and Ida, we'll be able to have more involvement with the community and more involvement with the students and their family. I'm looking forward to having parents back on campus and being able to do things and take the students out. because they haven't been able to go out and enjoy things. So I'm just looking forward to having more involvement with the students and the community and with their family.
Very nice. We know that a lot of teachers, a lot of students, they watch HTV. What is it that you want those parents, teachers, and kids to know at the School for Exceptional Children? What's something you want to tell them?
I would say I am there for them. I know as a parent how hard it is. I have my own grandson who is also a challenged child,
Okay.
and he is also in another special school
Okay.
in another area. So I'm with him as often as I can be. So I know the challenges that the parents go through. And you just want them to be successful and be happy and enjoy life and have a purpose. And that's what I want to see for these students.
Yeah. So you really want to give them that opportunity.
Right.
And just the commitment to being able to spend the time,
And
like
to
you
be
said.
happy and just enjoy life.
Yeah. And so very often some of these exceptional kids really get frustrated.
Right.
And sometimes a traditional system kind of frustrates them.
And so you just have to have the patience and work with them and work through it with them. And what'll work in a normal school won't always work in this type of a situation. And you might have to just keep repeating it and doing it over, and because you just want them to be successful and be happy.
Right. If there's one word that you would say kind of encapsulates what you're looking forward to this year, what would it be?
Building relationships, I would say.
Relationships, right? The best way to do that is what I've heard you say is being present and taking and being patient. Thanks for coming on, Tammy. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And that is something that they will look forward to at the School for Exceptional Children, being present and being able to really make a difference to build relationships. They're going to do that and a whole lot more. And that will be the end of this particular segment. Don't go anywhere. A lot more Bayou Time here on HTV.